Hey traders, just wanted to do a quick analysis. In this video, we're just going to look at Ethereum to US dollar and Litecoin to US dollar. Some guy named RedX, who's part of the community, brought something to my attention, but he was looking at the Litecoin to Bitcoin pair, but we're going to look at, again, Litecoin to US dollar pair, very similar to the Bitcoin pair. But first off, getting into Ethereum right here. All right, so right under my nose, man. Sometimes you can get blinded by just, hey, you see a really nice rising wedge pattern. You don't really look, right? But, you know, just, I don't even know. I think I was reviewing the stream or something and saw this and it said XABCD maybe. And my God, man, you couldn't tell me a bullish cipher pattern. Here it is, man. Bullish cipher pattern, XABCD. And in this situation, we'd be waiting for 786 around $130. So we know the measured move of this pattern, the rising wedge, would bring us all the way down here. But there might be a way we get stopped from making it down there, and it might just be some sort of harmonic and a potential trade setup. And really, you know, I don't do this, but we're going to make this kind of a freebie, and this is just kind of how you line up. This is just like what we did with Bitcoin on the Gartley, right? You wait for prices to come to you, and then you take your entry, and you set up your stop, and you wait. And if it plays out, great. And when you start getting close to targets, you start setting up those limit sells. And if it never gets close to target, then eventually you just get stopped out and it's not really a big deal. All right. So if we were to, let's just say we decided to bottom out at the 786, the appropriate level of retrace from X to C, that's how we get that. So let's just say we kept on going down, right? We just up, because look, we did some bullish divergence. We might break to the upside, you know, back test trend line, then break down, up and then down, and then probably the selling would start getting a lot weaker, selling pressure from lows to different lows, and then we might be forming a wedge, some pattern might form. But when you get to this area, all right, we do this, you just fib from a low point to high point, and that's how you get it. But let's say the bottom started getting in right there from C to D, from that hypothetical bottom. That is how you fib your targets. We break to the upside for this cipher. And so what we do, just reward to risk. All right, you can make this as tight as you want or as loose as you want, okay, because as long as it's above 3 to 1 in this situation, it should be fine. So first target, I know it's not crazy, but that's how it starts, man. And sometimes you hit these the first target, and you never hit the second target or third target ever again, right? So, or ever at all. So you have your stop set up, and we know there's another support right down here. Not really worried about it. Okay, so that's your first target, is the 382 of a bullish cipher, potential bullish cipher pattern. All right, we're being as simple as possible here. Okay, second target 618. Okay, and then set up your third target. And again, I don't ever do this, but this is just for the sake of static videos, and you know, whatever, why not? I mean, it's like a preview into the Patreon. This is how I use critical thinking to come up with my trading plans, okay? Or my trade setups for the patrons. And, you know, they work out a lot, all the time, right? So, and there's just proof of that, you know, if you join the Patreon. But here you go. First target is 382. Second target is 618. Third target, windfall, 100% retrace, all right? That's the top of the pattern itself. Okay, so if we ever got down there, taking entry around 130, hey, seemed like it'd be pretty low risk. And maybe by the time we got down there, we might show some more coinciding variables like Bitcoin showed us on its Gartley. You know, when we got down to that area, the 786, much larger pattern, by the way. We were showing bullish divergence on multiple time scales. Don't know how we're going to get that. I mean, we very well could. But when we get down to this area, we'll know more if it's more promising of a setup. Because remember what we're always looking for. We're always looking for those coinciding variables when we hit areas of potential entry. All right. So down here, we're going to look for that daily 4-hour bullish divergence at an entry. Okay. So that's it for Ethereum. Okay. Very cool potential trade setup in the future in time. Like, dude, 90% of trading is waiting, okay? So you wait till you get to these entries and then you take your shot. Okay, so that's Ethereum. Litecoin, real quick. We'll get out of here. Try to make these videos as quick as possible for you. I know y'all have a busy day, so I'm trying to think here. Is it Bitfinex? Yeah, okay. So this is the US dollar pair, and this is the guy RedX. He's a member of the community again, so credit to him on Litecoin and Bitcoin. But I was intrigued and looked at Litecoin to US dollar pair, and very similar price action. Okay, so what's been going on with Litecoin? Oh my God, man, huge breakout. It all started with an inverse head and shoulders, some throwback, and then we ran again. And now we're forming that rising wedge. I mean, you could argue there's a rising wedge within a rising wedge. We've already broken out, but we're kind of holding. But honestly, man, what I think's going on inside right here, does this not look like some sort of descending triangle, right? You have multiple reaction highs. And then you have multiple reaction lows. So that is a bearish reversal pattern in this context. So we very well could sell off, and it would make all the sense in the world, because what we'd be looking for on Litecoin in this situation, if it was to play out, really would. A 786, it's a bullish cipher pattern. You'd be looking for right around $49 for an entry if we were ever to get there. And this is one of those that will take a long time to develop, because it could be completely invalidated. What do we, have this pattern drawn, and then we break to the upside, then it's completely invalidated, right? But it's always good to catch these things early, just like Bitcoin's bearish cipher pattern. We caught it on March 6th, and we didn't break out, really. We didn't really break down, I guess you could say, until March 21st, 22nd, all right? So catching these early is awesome, and you just draw the pattern and wait. If it plays out, that's awesome. One could take their entry, and we could be waiting for coinciding variables at this entry, potential entry, 786, 1414, the extension from B to C. We'll see what happens. And what else? At a critical support zone down here. Are we not? Yeah, absolutely. But, here you go. You're holding some support up here, but after such a tremendous run, you'd expect some pullback, and pullback to this area, hey, it might be worth a shot, okay? So that's really it. In the same way we, do it with, we did it with Ethereum, with Bitcoin, we'll do it with Litecoin, right? So high to low, say we hit the low at the 1414 and the 786, right? 382, the 618, and the 100% retrace are our three targets for this bullish cipher. Pretty cool, man. You're looking at different assets with potentially the same type of harmonic pattern. So hope you all enjoyed this quick analysis of Ethereum and Litecoin. Again, shout out to RedX for his Litecoin to Bitcoin, identification of a potential bullish cipher. So kudos to him. But if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Please leave a comment below. If you want me to keep doing this stuff, man, feedback's always great down there in the description or whatever. So I'll be live tonight. So until next time, respect the TA.